His covenant is literally, it says in the scriptures, that his covenant is from everlasting to everlasting. So that means that no matter what you do, he is going to hold his promise over you. What has God promised you? I'm trying to get you to dig back the wells of your life. Dig back through the soil of the things God said to you. What has he said to you? Because sometimes we disqualify ourselves. Sometimes we say, oh, well, that's messed up. That's it. I might as well just write that off and move on to the next thing because I totally messed that up. Hang on a minute. God refers to himself as he who does not change. You might change, but God has never changed. You might fail, but God has never failed. You might have fallen over, but God's still sitting on the throne. He's not been moved. That's why Jesus said, even when you're unfaithful, I'll remain faithful. Even when you disagree with my word's still on offer. And so if you've had moments where God's spoken to you and you got mad at God, hey, God's not mad at you. That's why Jesus became a man, so he could understand your frailties and your brokenness and your pain and your suffering and your moments of loss and disappointment. You know, I've always wondered where the Father, like at the cross, Joseph wasn't there. You notice that? Jesus' dad, his natural dad. Joseph wasn't there. Like you hear about him all the way up to when he was like 12, and then he's gone. And he might have died. He might have left. Who knows? There could even be a really terrible story. Could have been a breakup in the family. I don't know. All I know is he wasn't around. Jesus understands your pain. Because I'm guaranteeing you that if Joseph was around, he would have been there at the cross. But he wasn't there. And Jesus is looking at his disciples saying, hey, this is your mother now. You need to look after her. There was no husband around. There was no father. Your circumstances do not change the covenant promise of God. His promise is still on offer. His word is forever. So what I'm trying to tell you is get back in agreement with his covenant. Get back, redig the words. That's why it's good to have a couple of journals and you start writing. Every time God speaks to you, every time you have a God dream, every time someone gives you a prophetic word, write it down. Write it down, make it plain, send a runner. Though it tarries, it will come and it will not delay. God speaks the word, you don't get to decide the timing. That's the deal. Okay? Keep your heart right. Be found in the favor of God in his sight. Let him look at you and see favor over you. Let him be pleased with you. And if you've got it wrong, grace, 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 grace. He understands. He understands. You notice that God never asked us to be Superman, Superwoman? He just simply said, do your best to believe me.